Hello and welcome back. Hope you're well. Today we're going to talk about the game against Bodo Glimt in the Champions League yesterday. But before we do that, please like and subscribe. It really does help. So thank you very much. But we had some news before the game started. First of all, Matt Gay through the door, great signing. Yeah, he's on a nice 300k a week, good for him. But that's the price of the ticket when you're buying someone with 6 months to go of his contract. The transfer fee's low, and he gets a nice whack for his back pocket, which is fair dues. But Oscar Bob is linked with Fulham for 35 million. Now, I think that's very good money for him. Now, he's injured at the moment, so let's see how far it goes. There's another 10 days or so of the transfer window left. But we're talking about loans earlier in the month and seeing how it goes and, loans options and maybe this and maybe that. But if we can get solid money for Oscar Bob, thank you very much. His Norway manager called him out saying he wasn't very good the other week. Pep said he's injured, so he's injured, which sounds like to me no one really knows, or he's putting it off, or he doesn't fancy it, or I don't know, or he's got something really wrong with him that no medical staff can identify, in which case we won't be selling him anyway. But I think he's holding it back. Maybe he's holding everything back, just waiting for a transfer to get ready for the World Cup. I don't know. But he's looked all right for us, hasn't he? He looks okay, he's looked neat and tidy. Has he looked like someone who can come on and make an impact? Really? Does he really look like a goal threat? Not really. I know he had that good pre-season, then he had a bad injury, but he's never really got going this season. He's starting okay. He looks okay when he dribbles past people. But the longer the season went on, the less he seemed to fancy it. I'm not really sure what's going on with him, but we can get 35 mil from Fulham. I hope no one from Fulham's watching this, by the way. Yeah, the great money. I think he'll have a decent career once he finds a good move, but I just don't think that the career is going to be at the top. And if it is, fair dues. But I don't think it will be. So on to the game. Our Champions League position was pretty healthy. There's lots of permutations, lots of teams. I was going to show the Champions League table, but it's pretty much a waste of time. There's another round of fixtures to go. But if we look at 17 points as the benchmark, we have 14. So a win and a draw, and we're more or less through. I didn't know a lot about Bodø Glimt, apart from it seems to be very cold. They had a decent one in the Europa League last year. They've been on winter break pre-season, however it's characterised. And they've been playing friendlies recently, which they have done pretty well in. But they haven't actually won a Champions League game this season. They've never beaten an English Champions League game, Champions League team up until yesterday. So I was thinking, we could really do without this game. We could really do without it. Muddle through it, rest who needs to be rested, muddle through it, keep it tight, just get a draw, and we'll beat Galatasaray at home. No ifs, no buts. So and we'll be fine. So I really wasn't that interested in the game, that bothered about it. Listen, I know a lot of fans have got over there, and good luck to them. But I was thinking we should be all right. We don't need the game. The season is long from here, and game is very, very close to the United game. So people need rest. So let's just muddle through. And if we're going to get beat, fair dues, but at least beat respectable. Well, it certainly wasn't respectable, was it? So, we're looking at it thinking, we're still healthy, aren't we? So let's see how it goes. They're not very good. We're good, but in bad form. Is the pitch and the temperature a leveler? That's the first question. Is it? Well, they're in pre-season, aren't they? That should be a level as well. They should really be fitting up for it. So, from that perspective, I don't really think it is. So, the team comes out. And I'm looking at it. And as Mark Carney said this overnight, nostalgia is not a strategy. We had the same issues in this game as we had in the United game. Rodri stood there on his own in midfield, right? We're supposed to have someone holding his hand, and we didn't. We played Newcastle away, was a week ago. O'Reilly and Bernardo in midfield, sat there. 2 holders, that's it. Right? Pretty solid, win the game. Go to United, who have players that aren't as good as Newcastle's. We play Rodri on his own, and he's ran all over. Bernardo's out on the pitch, he's in there everywhere, and Rodders is struggling big time. And he's been out for a long time, right? So a game 2 days later, in the middle of nowhere, on a plastic pitch in freezing conditions, I'm thinking, Rodders is nowhere near this. He starts on his own, abandoned in midfield. What? How do you think that is going to work when it didn't 2 days ago? I don't understand it. And again, it's the same issues that came up. It's not like we did all right and we lost on some freak breakaway goal. No, exactly the same as United. The keeper pulled us out of the shit. They had the ball in the net 5 times and at the post or bar, whatever it was. So it just doesn't work. You know, a change of approach is necessary for the next game. And I know we'll have different players back and all that, so maybe they will be. But we can't be carrying on like that. Can't be carrying on like that. We're just too open. It's blindingly obvious. Blindingly obvious. But having said all that, we did start okay in the first 20 minutes, didn't we? I thought we were okay. I mean, yeah, getting a feel for it, the temperature, the pitch, the opposition, see how we'll analyse. I'm looking all right, I thought, for European away game. Just muddle through, see how we get on. The Turkey had a shot, maybe one other. But the lack of pace and creativity is jumping out at us, honestly. It had become very obvious very quickly that we have loads of players who can't run. Loads of them can't run. Rico Lewis can't run. Rodri can't run. Reinders can't run. Cherky, I don't think, can run. Haaland doesn't run. That's 5 out of 10 outfield players. Never mind, Nori only runs in one direction. You know? So that needs to be addressed. And I think it will be with the signings we've got and players come back from injury. But it was just very, 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 very clear that there's nothing there, is there? There's nothing there from a zippy point of view. But then they score, don't they? Just get one on the break. I mean, Max Elaine, why did the bloke stood behind you? The bloke stood behind you and has headed in. Keeper had no chance. Right, okay, 1-0 down at the end of the. I heard a stat this morning that we're the only team in the Premier League not to get any points from losing positions. Now, well, maybe we've not been behind many times, have we? We're behind to Brighton when we lost at a death. Newcastle with 10 minutes to go, and yeah, Villa maybe should have got something. I don't think we've been behind. We've only been behind 3 times, haven't we? Must have been. So I'm not too worried about that. But then they get another one, Max. Fuck it. And I know he's on his own. I know he's got all the pitch, but just play it safe, mate. Just boot it. What are you trying to do, bringing it down there? And then it's curtains, and it's curtains. All bets are off. You're 2-0 down away in Europe, in the middle of nowhere, in a low confidence, not really fit team. We've got big problems. Big problems. But then, Holland nearly scores before half time. What is that flick? I know someone said he should get his head there. Maybe he should, maybe he shouldn't. But you've got to do better with that finish. I'm sure he's done that in another game. This weird little left foot flick finish. Just get your side foot to it, or do something. Get your body behind it. Make sure it doesn't squirrel away. Got to do much better than that. And I'll come on to Haaland shortly, but he moans that he's not getting enough chances. Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah, he's feeding on scraps. Well, so does Brighton centre forward, Brentford centre forward. You just got to live with it for the time being, haven't you? Do the business. And then he goes to 3-0. And then he goes to 3-0, doesn't he? And I'm like, fuck it, no, this is end of days, this. These are sort of performances I get managers sacked. But then we're back in it. Turkey, good goal. We're back in it now. Right, they've been, my thinking, they've been in pre-season. We've got one back. They're on the ropes. Here we go. Put our foot down. Nip upstairs. Come back down. Rodri's red card. 2 yellow cards in wherever it was, a minute and a half. Pathetic, really. But well, that's what happens when you put people in who would tired. He shouldn't be anywhere near the pitch. And I'll come on to Rodri when I talk about the starting 11 in more detail. But it was just a disaster, wasn't it? It was a disaster. And nothing happened really after that, did it? Nothing really happened. From our point of view, anyway. I mean, we didn't really threaten them. We were just doing this same old, slow pass. No risk taken, really. The only risk we take is sticking the defence on the halfway line, and that's catastrophic. The opposition have had the ball in the net 10 times, and at the post or bar 3 times, and our keeper's probably made 7 world-class saves in the last 2 games. So that bit ain't working. Why are you taking a risk at that end when you're not taking any risks at the front end? I don't know. Comment down below, please. So yeah, we'll come on to we'll do player performances / I'm not giving any. I don't give ratings out. Oh, fucking 3 as I could say. Obviously, going to start. Performance on the weekend was superb. Pull us out of the shit. No chance of any of the goals. If we somehow win this Champions League, he'll win a Ballon d'Or. That's my take, because it's brilliant, isn't it? There's only so many ways I can say the same thing. You can pick holes on whether he punches too much on set pieces or whether he distributes. He's like, well, leave that to somebody else. Superb. Sign of the season so far. I think that's pretty much fact, isn't it? Isn't it? I think it is. So then we start and right back. Ain't no, what to see him play. I didn't want to see him at right back though. I mean, when you play Wolves' left back in some semi-right wing position away from home in the Champions League, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? He wasn't getting a look in his proper position before he went away for AFCON. He hasn't come back as Roberto Carlos reincarnated, has he? No, he's come back as the same as he left when he played Brighton away. More interested in doing kick-ups and flicks than delivery and seriousness. Yeah, it looks all right when he comes against Newcastle. Maybe that's his role. 10 minutes when there's as much space as you want because you catch them on the break. You don't have to run back. Fucking wet. He's a wet, isn't he? Maybe I've been a bit harsh, but I was excited when we bought him. I think that's why. Because I think he's let us down. I don't know he's not played, but why hasn't he played? Must be doing much in training, must he? We've got a midfielder at left back who's knackered, and he can't get in there. A £50 million international left back can't get in there ahead of a youth team midfield player. Pathetic. I'm embarrassed. Kusanov, decent enough, I thought, given the circumstances. I think he'll play the weekend, won't we? He'll have Mark Gay as a partner, so hopefully that'll do him a few favours, and he can just settle down now and he can develop into the centre half that we all think that he's going to be. His partner though, Max Elaine. Right, get the positives out of the way, because I think there are some. He looks a real threat from set pieces. I think he nearly scored his debut against Brighton, nearly scored against United, and should have scored yesterday early doors. Connor comes in, Foden, and he missed it. He got there, but he missed it. Bit of improvements on that front, but we're still off set pieces, so I'll take anything we can get at a moment. And he looks like he's a threat off set pieces. It looks like he's good on the ball. It looks like he's got decent pace. He looks like he could be a Premier League defender. But goodness me, you can't do that. You can't do that. And I know he's out of his depth. I know that. And I know he's at Watford a fortnight ago. You don't defend like that in the Championship, though, do you? So he's a bit rabbit in headlights at the moment. And I understand why. So it's not a criticism of him necessarily, because a lot of the senior players around him have got to take responsibility. If you as a senior player know, whether that's Foden, whether that's Haaland, whether that's Reinders, whether that's whoever it happens to be, that the lads behind you are either unfit, not played at this level before, young and inexperienced, or knackered, you've got to take responsibility. And I know they might say they're tired as well, but they don't give half the wages back, did they? For putting half a performance in, did they? So no, with big whacks come big responsibility. Kusanov and Elaine, the rest of the back line are let down, I think, by the front line. But that's not to say he shouldn't have done better, because he should. But I think there's something to work with there, and I think he should play in the cup games and develop from there, and then hopefully get a Premier League loan or sale in the summer. I mean, if we can get 35 million for Oscar Bob, we can get the same for him. I won't be looking to sell him just yet. But yeah, work to do with him. But if we win against Wolves, get him in there, stick him at right back or something. Keep him involved, keep him confident. Nico O'Reilly, I thought it was fine, wasn't he? I think it's one of him, Donnarumma, and Kusanov, the only ones I think that come up with much credit. I mean, maybe Cherky will come on to it a bit. But yeah, I thought he was fine. I thought he got up and down, some nice footwork. Should have scored. Can't remember the score. 2 headers, I think he had. One went straight at the keeper, and that may have altered the game a little bit. But I can't bellyache about left backs and centre backs not taking chances when our centre forward is doing next to nothing. Can we? We can't say, oh, no, O'Reilly, oh, terrible, should have scored. Oh, Max Elaine, oh, should have scored. When a guy on 500k a week is waving his foot at it. Come on. So, no criticisms about missing those chances, although they should have got in. But like I said, I think there's more to the front line, letting the back line down than anything else. But yeah, overall, probably happy with him. Fred Sim in midfield. We'll see what happens against Galatasaray. Maybe Nico Gonzalez is back by then. So about Nico Gonzalez, by the way. On Friday, Pep said we'll see about the United game, whether he'd play or not. So that's got to be 50-50, hasn't it? If you're 50-50 on Friday, surely you're not on the bench for Tuesday. You've got to be ready for next side, haven't you? Surely. Oh, it's not 50-50, is it? Is it? It's something a lot more serious. So hopefully Nico Gonzalez can get himself sorted. Nico Lewis starting midfield. Now, he gets a lot of stick. And I've got better things to do than sit him and slag Rico Lewis off. You know, there's other places you can go if you want to listen to him getting slagged off non-stop. I'm not going to go over all ground either, what I said in the last video about how I'm happy to keep him around, because I am. But was it instructions yesterday? Why wasn't he just sat next to Rodri? Rodri cannot run, right? He cannot run. So just sit next to him, whether that's instructions or... I can't imagine we've given Bernardo and Rico Lewis 3 roles next to Rodri. Everyone said that was good that you want. It must be the manager saying, oh, it's okay, leave Rodri there, go forward. So, Rico, I mean, he can't run, can he? But he can run enough. He can do Rodri's donkey work, which is all I want him to do. But he didn't really do that, did he? Like I said, I feel like I'm a one-man army sticking up for him here. But he won't play against Wolves, will he? He'll be on the bench again. He'll come on for winning. He'll play against Salford, and he'll be fine, and he'll tick over. So I'm not getting aerated about Rico Lewis. I've got bigger problems in it. Talking of problems, Rodri. God. Should never have played. My view was, straight away, he should never have played that game. Under any circumstances, his long-term health is much more than a couple of points in the Champions League, right? We want to flog him to death. And he was shite. Which is to be expected. Then he gets himself sent off, because I think he knows what's coming here. If he plays this game, he'll be playing against Wolves, we'll be playing against Galatasaray, and we'll play until he gets injured again. So it looks to me like he's organising his own rest schedule, which is never ideal, is it? Having said that, played against United, he got, 60 minutes yesterday before getting sent off? So he's got some minutes in his legs if you want to look at the positives. He'll probably play against Wolves if he start or come on for half an hour, and then he gets Galatasaray off. He's getting there, and then he'll go into Tottenham away, maybe. Oh, I mean, it's not great when you got your players getting themselves sent off because they're not fit. I don't know what we do with him. I mean, I'm not saying, flog him because he's past it. No way. So we might not get Ballon d'Or Rodri back. Well, Ballon d'Or Rodri is not what is required, is it? A step down from that is still better than every other midfielder in the country. The trouble is, he's about 20 steps down from it at the moment. So, is that a long-term issue? Is that a tactical issue that's leaving him exposed? I think it is. And then And then once he does get back to something resembling a normal midfielder again, then maybe we can start this lone holding midfield role again. But at the moment, he needs someone in there holding his hand. So against Wolves, him and Nico Gonzalez, him and Bernardo Silva, him and anyone. Well, apart from who I'm going to come on to next. He needs a lift, doesn't he? He needs a lift. It's as simple as that. He needs a lift. It's as simple as that. And he's playing as a nose in your face as well. So just sort it. Just sort it. Finders. I mean, it's a ghost, isn't it? Like you, I'd have seen the team sheet come out and go, oh, he's playing, is he? All right, let's see what we can do against this mob. But then it took me 30 minutes to actually notice he's on the pitch. And it happens far too often now. And yeah, he crops up here and there a goal now and again. Well, we spoke to that as well, aren't you? You spoke to that as well as playing well, as well as influencing the game, as well as creating chances for each other, as well as sticking a tackle it, as well as putting the opposition off at some point. He's never involved. Fucking air turbulence knocks him off balance. Air turbulence. The guy even thinks about tackling him and he's fucking, oh no, I don't fancy this. You know, never mind an actual challenge. Oh, God. Gundogan is 5 times the player this guy is. And I think that's what we thought we were buying, a Gundogan replacement. He is not a Gundogan replacement. He's not as quick. He's not as intelligent. He gives up every time someone takes the ball off him. Can't run back. I mean, I don't think it's the reason we lost yesterday, but if you can't influence a game when you needed to, he didn't play against United, did he? Come on at the end, but so he's not got tiredness as an issue. And then he does fuck all against these. I mean, what? Listen, he has got 6 months to pull his finger out because we will obviously buy a midfielder in the summer. I mean, this midfield thing as well was absurd. We're coming to the season with Rodri injured. No one really knows. I mean, we're in January now, and he's nowhere near it. So we come into the season with Rodri injured and Kovacic's injured. And we bought him, which tells me we thought we were buying a centre midfield player, someone who can sit there and play make, and tackle. And we've had to show him up front because he's no fucking good than everyone else anywhere near him. So no, a poor buy, but we're lumbered. It costs 45 million quid, say. It'll be on 150 grand a week-ish. If it's any more than that, then I don't know what to say. So where's he going to go? Loan to Juventus. Barcelona have got a history of buying Dutch players and overpaying for shite. So maybe we'll get him gone over there. But there's no market for him. I mean, hopefully have a good World Cup, maybe. Fucking doubt it, though. So yeah, I wasn't expecting to go off on him like that, but you know, it brings it out sometimes. Because I'm really disappointed. I love the guy at the start, but then I look back and I think, who did you play well against? Palermo, Serie B, and Wolves seem to be Championship. Well, I'd expect you to play well against them. You didn't play well against Bodø Glimt, did you? Anyway, move on. Okay, I thought he was all right, wasn't he? He was all right. Trying to make things happen in the first half. Had a decent shot. Everything's too slow, though, isn't it? Is everyone in everyone's way? Is that what it is? We're not wide enough. There's a point in the second half where everyone was essentially within the width of the D of their penalty area. It was ridiculous. So I don't know what to. Cherky, I thought he was all right. I don't really have a lot to say. It was a very good goal he scored. You know, hopefully he can build on that. I mean, I think he's a sub player. I think he's an impact player later on. Get him off the bench. Although he didn't do well against United off the bench, did he? So I don't know what to do on that front. But yeah, decent enough. Come out with some credit, which is more than they did against United. So I suppose a tick in that particular appearance. Phil Foden again. Jesus Christ, we saw he broke his wrist over the weekend. No, don't worry, you're straight in. Didn't do anything. Oh, he took a couple of corners actually, which maybe if we scored from, his stats would look a little bit different. Does he need a bit of time out of the team? But if he can take time out of the team, who goes in? He's not doing it at the moment, is he? I said the other day, I'll stick him on the right wing, someone else behind Haaland, and Semenyo on the left wing, and take it from there. That's my view on Phil. I don't like slagging him off, so I won't go either on. But someone's not quite right, is it? I don't think. Erling Haaland, fucking hell. I don't think he should have played. I'll tell you what, do I think he should have played a punishment for that pathetic show at the weekend, or do I think he should have been dropped? But either way, there you go, play. It don't move. It doesn't move. And I know the service isn't great to him. I know that. But he must know that. So come deep and get involved. Have a few touches. Give the defender something to worry about. Shout at someone. Fucking tell your own players to pull the fingers out. Tell them to cross it to you. You know, you're part of this leadership group, aren't you? You should be able to have some impact on strategy and approach. But no, it seems quite happy. Stood there doing nothing. I don't know. I mean, I know he does YouTube channels. Nothing wrong with YouTube channels, by the way. And people saying that he's at a distraction. You fuck all day, these players. Sure, a couple of hours doing YouTube over the week. It's not going to make any difference. But do we need to change the approach? Do we need to drop him for a week? Drop him at the weekend? I don't know, but you can wallop someone, can't he? When the time he got booked for an actual wallop on someone? You know, he's had a couple of chances today, and I keep hearing this. He's not had chances. We're not playing to his strengths. Well, let's go back at the game, shall we? Sunderland missed a sitter against Chelsea and Brighton as well, and should have scored yesterday. So whilst the team isn't functioning perfectly, he has had opportunities. Obviously, he didn't get much against United, but again, I put that down to him. Can you run round a bit, get your arse in the way, win a few fouls. I'm tired. Well, maybe, and all this coming out after matches, saying how embarrassed you are. You start to sound like a United or Arsenal player. I'm not interested in apologies. Like I say to my daughter, I'm not interested in apologies. I want you to change your behaviour. I'm not interested in what you got. Oh, sorry. Well, you've been saying sorry for weeks now. Get on with it. Pull your finger out. And Mamouche off the bench, stuck on the left wing, didn't do anything. There, no particular shock there. I'd play him at the weekend, mate. You know, I know I was saying, you know, he's straight off the plane from AFCON into the Premier League. Doable. Well, it didn't bother him Bueno, did it? He come and run us ragged. So, you know, Mamouche, it's Wolves at the weekend. Fucking Wolves. You can't play against semi-nuggles either, are you? But here's another one. He's got to play. There's no market for him. Is it? What, 60 million quid, 150, 200 grand a week player? Who's going to buy him? Spurs? Maybe. Villa aren't hard to spend any money. Spurs have got money, but they've got enough strikers that aren't scoring, aren't they? There's only another one of us. So I know I'd get him in the team. But, you know, like I said, I'm not too well wound up by the game. But not the end of the world, is it? It's not the end of the world. We're still second in the league. We're still reasonably placed in the Champions League. Even if we get a playoff players, will be seeded. So that's not so what? More or less the final of the Carabao Cup and Salford at home in the next round of the FA Cups. What more do you want? What more do you want at the start of the season? And I don't accept that we've been playing poorly recently. I think we've been diabolical the last two games. Up to that Chelsea, Brighton and Sunderland game could have gone either way. We could have won at least one of them, possibly even two. So, listen, maybe I'm a happy clapper, but I don't think I am. But all this talk about Pep out, fucking Maresca, Jesus Christ, what's that saying? If a clown enters the palace, he does not become a king. The palace becomes a circus, which is exactly what would happen if Maresca got in. The last thing we need is to get rid of one of the best managers in the world and hire Maresca. You can turn it in. Have a day off with you. No, not for me. Everyone's entitled to opinion, of course, but we had a couple of dodgy results. But against Wolves is the first day of the rest of our season. We'll beat Wolves, we'll beat Galatasaray, and we'll wonder what these last two moments were all about. That's my view. I might put that on a YouTube short and see for posterity and see who comes in as a go at me next week. But no, I think we're fine. I think we're fine. You know, Wolves' team is look massively different. Núñez will be back. Mark Gay will be starting. Someone will be at left back who's decent enough. Hopefully Nico Gonzalez is back. Bernardo will be back to hold his hand. Semenyo will start. Hopefully Mamouche will start. And we'll start to look like a team that's quick and strong, which we haven't been doing for the last few weeks. Marmoush quick and strong. Semenyo quick and strong. Mark Gay quick enough and strong enough. That's Nunez quick enough and strong enough. So there you go. That's miles better than what we've had, isn't it? Miles better. So yeah, onwards and upwards. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I just want to pretend that game didn't happen because we could have done without it. It was a total shit show. I'm not reading anything into it unless unless I see Rodri on his own in midfield against Wolves, in which case I'm going to be fucking terrified. Because if we don't beat them, then, well, all bets are off, aren't they? All bets are off. And then we have got problems. But I don't see that. We'll beat Wolves and that's the end of it. So thanks for joining. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be back for a Wolves preview on Friday, and we'll talk about the upcoming weekend games as well, particularly Arsenal against United. So thank you very much. If you got this far, I appreciate it. Please do like, subscribe, and onwards and upwards, and I'll see you soon. Take care.